Hi everyone, Crystal Keen here from Lightworker Sisterhood. It is my desire and intent to bring you clarity through readings. I like to get straight to the point, so I just give you the cards that you need, say what needs to be said, and then I move on because I know that you have other things to do in your life. Alright, so as per usual now, I only do 2 choices. So group 1 or group 2. Let's see what your future self has to say to you. Let's have a conversation with your higher self. Once you pick, I will see you at your timestamp. Hi, if you chose group 1, then this is your reading. Welcome. Let's have a conversation with your higher self. You chose this beautiful agate. I tumbled this myself. Isn't it gorgeous? All right, so first up here, I'm going to have a message from your present self. Let's see something that your present self wants to talk to you about. All right, so your present self wants to talk to you about acceptance. Now, this very well could be acceptance of yourself, which I feel mostly is aligned. Since this is a message from your higher self, it most likely is telling you to accept yourself, accept who you are, accept that perhaps you want to change and you want to branch out in other directions. Because when I look at this valerian here, it's pink and white over here, but it's these kind of bright reds when it's branching out onto here and the new growth here. So you may be going up and growing. You may be going to the next level. You might be ready to move on to the next phase of your life, or go and move on to having new people in your life, cutting out the old so that way new growth can come in. Your present self is asking you to accept this, that it is okay and that it is in alignment with you. And if that's not a message for you, then 1, you either chose the wrong pile, or 2, this is about you accepting others. Sometimes people behave or do things that we don't like, or maybe they're not at the same level that we are, or think in the same way that we do, and that could be hard to accept. But sometimes that is something that we do have to accept. I'm seeing closed eyes here, like a very lit up crown center, closed eyes, and almost in a way as if the mouth is being closed here. So I'm going to show you that, okay? See at the top here where the crown would be, it's very highlighted. This is where the eyes are, and down here is where the mouth would be, and it's like kind of closed. So do you feel like you can't speak? Do you feel like you will not be accepted if you speak your mind, if you say your truth? Is this some type of conditioning that you're getting over? Do you feel like in a relationship or a friend group or a job or something that you cannot open people's eyes, or you can't say certain things, otherwise you'll trigger them and it will just have a whole rollout of events? If so, that is your indication that you either need to accept the situation and keep going with it like you are, or that's your indication to go ahead and get out. Accept that they will not change and it's time for you to go. This could also be asking you to accept messages that are coming through during meditation, since the crown is highlighted here. What messages are you getting during meditation, or what messages are you getting while you're sleeping? These could give you clues to what what your current self is trying to get you to accept. So really think about that. Look into that, and feel free to leave me a comment on what that might be. Our next card here is something that your future self will thank you for. We're done talking to your present self. Now let's talk more to your future self. What will your future self thank you for? For soothing yourself. says slippery elm. Okay, so you could be being asked to drink more tea, to do more rituals that will soothe yourself, soothe your nerves. Something that allows you to get into either the correct mindset to be more open to messages through meditation or sleepy time teas that might have mugwort or something, so that way you could be more receptive to dream type of messages, or just something where you can soothe your anxiety to accept the way that things are at this moment until things can change. It's going to be different for each person. So which one is it for you? Maybe you're being asked to slow down on the caffeine and switch to something a little bit lighter, because caffeine could be making you a bit jittery. It could be making you anxious. It could be making you have a difficult time concentrating and affecting you on a deeper level. Figure out which one it is. Try some different types of nice soothing teas. Your future self says, I support this and I will absolutely thank you for this. Please do this for us. You won't regret it. So what is something that your future self would want you to focus on? What would be beneficial to focus on? Attraction. So focus on visualizing, going back to the closed eyes here. This feels more like meditation, soothing your nerves for meditation. What is it that you really want? What do you want to attract to you? This herb here is parsley. So of course you could write down all these different herbs and see what messages that they have for you, because they are also magical components and they could have messages for you outside of it. So at the end here, I'll go ahead and I'll say the herbs again, so that way you can write them down and maybe you can figure out on a deeper level messages that your higher self is saying to you, or things that you could get to either work as spell components or to use in your everyday life as you get further and further into your timeline, into your future self. Really focus on what it is that you want to attract to you. Because whatever it is going to come in for you. That's what your future self is saying. By making this change, the change of acceptance, the change of maybe switching from coffee to tea or finding a way to soothe your nerves, it's going to make you more receptive to attracting the things that you want through the law of attraction. So what are those things? Now there is something that you will have to cut off, and we're going to find out what that is. What is it that your future self wants you to cut off or cut out? Oh, it says change. Interesting. So this could be one of two ways. You're either being asked to make a change, or it's saying that, you know what, let me get some further messages on this. Why is change here? Why would you say cut off change? Why don't you want change? Or what is it that needs change? Give me a one. Okay, freedom. So, okay, again, it feels kind of like you are caged. It feels like you're silenced. It feels like you're being forced to kind of keep your eyes closed to a situation. Hey, and mugwort is here. Remember, we had mentioned mugwort earlier. So definitely look into that. If you don't already take that when it comes to meditation or sleep time, look into that. But that's going along with change and freedom here. I feel like it's more asking you to allow yourself to go through this change, to accept this change, to take the steps that are required for this change. Cut off any attempts to stop it from happening, or any attempts at procrastination when it comes to it. So that way you can attract the things that you want. So that way your eyes can be opened. So that way you can get more of those downloads and you could speak more freely. And then our last card here is advice from your future self. So what advice does your future self have? Your future self is talking to you about balance. So no matter what area of life this is covering, I feel like making sure that you are in a balanced state is highly important to your higher self. To your future self. I'm sorry. You know what? Higher self come through. So I'm going to say that your higher self is giving you that message. Things don't happen on accident. They happen on purpose. So you will be in a state of balance. Things will feel more even. Things will feel good. And you will make sure of it. Because you're being asked to make sure of it from your future self and your higher self. All right, so at the end, I told you that I would tell you all of the different herbs that were on these cards. So if you want to pause and get a piece of paper, you can. So we have valerian, slippery elm, parsley, what's this say? Passion flower, mugwort, and elder for, I think, elderberry there. You see the berries. So yeah, definitely look into those herbs. See how you can incorporate them. See how you feel about them. If you want to do any type of spells or magical work with them, or if you want to start consuming them in some way to help you open your eyes more, to get those downloads more, and to start to bring in that future self a little bit quicker. I hope that this brought you clarity, understanding, and ease. I would love to hear how this pertains to you. Please leave me a like, a comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my reading next week. Have a beautiful and wonderful night. Hi, if you chose pile 2, then welcome to your pile. Let's see what messages your future self want to bring to you. You chose this crystal here. Kind of reminds me a bit of a cat or a wolf. So I don't know if you feel attracted to those types of animals, but side note, bonus little note there. I only have 5 cards. I'm going to get straight to the point, and then I will let you go so that way you can go ahead and get back to doing what you need to do in your life. So this first card here is a message from your present self. What is it that your present self wants to say to you? All right, your present self is asking you to detox. I'm seeing the intestines here, so perhaps you have too much toxins or something built up within you, and it could be causing you maybe GI issues, perhaps a lot of heartburn or IBS, or feeling sluggishness or something along those lines. If you're suffering with anything within your stomach region, that's because your body is asking you to please figure out what it is that you're ingesting and listen to your body. Your body's giving you messages with each and everything that you are consuming. If it feels good and you're getting no reaction other than feeling energetic, feeling good, not feeling sluggish, not having heartburn or feeling sick or feeling weighed down, then you're consuming the right things. But if it's having the opposite effect, that's your body saying, please stop consuming this. Please choose alternate choices because this is harming us in a way and it's not going to get any better. So please detox from whatever this is that is affecting your body. And at the end, I will go ahead and I'll read to you each and every one of these herbs, so that way you can look into the spiritual meaning of it to see if there's extra messages for you. You can use it in spell components, or you can find a way to use it in your everyday life to help you get to the place that your future self wants you to be in. So your second message here is something that your future self will thank you for. Let's see what your future self will thank you for. For compassion. I feel like this is you being compassionate towards yourself. This already kind of feels like a self-care type of pile. Detox so that way you feel better. Have more compassion for yourself. I'm seeing hands kind of, what are these hands doing? It's almost like they're cradling. And there's hearts coming off of the hands here. So, you know, nurturing yourself, being compassionate with yourself, bringing in more of that feminine type of energy, no matter what gender you are, for yourself. That is what your future self is saying. This would be so good for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening to me back when you first saw this message and your present self said, please detox from this stuff. Thank you for listening with a compassionate ear and taking on these messages, because we are starting to feel so much better now. The next card we're going to look at is something that your future self wants you to focus on. So let's see what your future self wants you to focus on. Enthusiasm. Oh, cute. Look at it. It looks like a shooting star over here. So it almost feels like that childlike wonder. It's that find the awe in things. Find that renewed passion and that joy and that excitement. And approach it like a child would. Whatever this change is that you're being asked to do, whatever it is that you're asking to be compassionate towards yourself for, when it comes to detoxing and any other aspect of your life, it can be difficult to make these changes. It could feel like suddenly you feel weighed down or you feel lazy about it or something. Find a way to be enthusiastic about it. Look to the stars. Daydream about this. And I think that that will make it a little bit easier for you in the long run. Go ahead and make your wish when it comes to it. Yes, definitely make a wish. Now, there's something that your future self wants you to cut off. Let's see what it is. Okay, we have endurance here. So, what are you trying to power through? Because your future self is saying you're trying to power through something, you're enduring some type of situation. What is it? How can you have more more compassion for yourself instead of trying to find the strength over and over again to get through whatever the situation is, whether it's GI type of issues or relationships, or feeling dampened down. You just can't find that enthusiasm, that joy, that hope, that wonderful childlike energy anymore. What are you enduring? Do you feel like you are on a time constraint? Because I'm seeing it's a pocket watch, but my first thought was a stopwatch. So feeling like you have to go really fast, feeling like you're being timed, feeling like you're running out of time. Some type of theme around that, something that you feel like you have to be strong for or you have to keep enduring. You're being asked to stop doing that. It's time to choose a different path. And then your last card here is advice from your future self. Your future self is asking you to focus. So seeing the binoculars here, it really, you know, you could see very close up and you could see very far away when it comes to binoculars. So to me, that says, look at the situation close up and at a distance. Look at the bigger picture. Try your hardest to focus your energy and see the bigger picture. What is happening in this now moment, hence the close up, and what is the outcome that you want, or what is the lesson, or what is the bigger picture, hence the further out seeing. These are things that your future self really find to be important and beneficial to bring to you. So that way you can be on your best path. You can be feeling really good. You can find that enthusiasm. You don't have to find the strength anymore. And now you have the focus that is required for the next steps on your path to be successful. So at the end, I said that I would go ahead and I would read off to you what each of the herbs are, so that way you could write them down to either use as spell components or to use in your everyday, and to also get more spiritual messages from the herbs themselves. So if you want, you can pause this video, get a piece of paper and a pen, and write these down. All right, we have dandelion, marshmallow, dill, ginseng, and what is that? Brahmi? It's Brahmi. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. I hope that these messages made you feel at ease, that they gave you clarity, and I would love to hear what it is that you feel like you need to detox in order to, go forward with your life and feel good again. In what ways could you be more compassionate towards yourself? I would love to hear what it is that you're enduring, that you're ready to just stop enduring, and the wishes that you would love to make, or what you feel like the big picture really is for you. Please leave me a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I hope that I see you in my next reading next week. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. Bye.